Hello, Hugo here. Hi, everyone. I'm just going to speak from the heart. I'm finishing off this season and reaching a little bit of burnout, which I'm sure is relatable. So you have a penultimate episode, and then we're going to have one last with a special guest star. And then I'm going to take a break to try to raise some grants so that I can properly pay everyone involved, as well as commission artists. So that's the 411. If you don't see the future episodes, because there is more story to tell. I really, really appreciate everyone who can subscribe, comment, like, share everything you do. If me and the voice actors and the artists are the body of the series, you are the lifeblood. You are also what keeps it going and what motivates us, and really, really, really appreciate it. So, before we start this episode, we're doing something different. We're going to do a promo swap with a very cool creator for a very cool audio series that I reached out to because I thought it was really interesting and unique. And it's also a very different style than NETO, so you can probably get a break from the kind of melancholy introspection that I have and have something a lot more entertaining and silly and with amazing sound design. So what I'm presenting is a promo for Mercy, a queer eldritch western cinematic full-cast audio drama by Strangekind Studio. The show follows Wayne Sawyer, a grizzled jack-of-all-trades, who helps the folk of Mercy for a mere pittance. When he meets the bizarre and enigmatic academic Dr. Daisy Gray, they are both thrust into dangers beyond human comprehension. You may enjoy Mercy if you're a fan of the Red Dead Redemption games, the Cthulhu mythos, TTRPGs like Deadlands, D&D, and Call of Cthulhu, or if you've ever wished the Western genre was more unabashedly queer. Mercy is releasing the first season now on all podcasting apps and is for adult audiences only. Please enjoy and stay tuned for a new episode of NETO.
My name's Sawyer. I help people. I try to anyway. Get lost.
This is my pop.
Graham killed you once. Now I can kill you again. Mind your own damn business.
Sawyer's vocabulary is limited to 5 letters and is littered with malapropisms.
I speak just fine. Green leafy stick that tastes like nothing.
Is that a moniker of yours?
My eyesight's fine.
Arlatia Medusa.
Lennon Medusa. Lester Medusa.
Lotion Medusa.
My teacher, Medusa.
I was trying to wear this damn thing and I got caught on this thing and the other thing and I don't know what's up or down or inside or out and I reckon that I'm about to suffocate to death.
Sorry. My name is Daisy Gray, Dr. Daisy Gray. I am a student of the occult and preternatural phenomena. We are witness to the miraculous metamorphoses of an impossibility joining the realm of true possibility. Like Tisha Medusa Sawyer, do you see her? Isn't she majestic?
What the hell is wrong with you?
Why, a great many a thing, Sawyer, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm beginning to realize that.
Shoot them in the head! This battle requires a sturdy weapon for close combat.
A shovel?
There are rumors abound of fearsome monsters prowling the farming towns of Temperance.
It appears that the deceased was a victim of exsanguination.
He was struck on the head several times.
You loved him.
I just met the man.
You know who I'm talking about. Who cares about other people?
I can't do this again. Please, I just can't.
We're not gonna make it!
We will make it. We must make it.
Continue to imperil yourself, Mr. Sawyer, and I shall lock you up and swallow you.
Mercy, a queer eldritch western that you're gonna want to buckle up for, because it's gonna be one hell of a ride.
Breathe. At some point, our weakness can't be our strength anymore, NETO. Just has to be our weakness. We just have to ask for help.
I had blacked out. I caught my breath. I was drenched, of course. I had chosen to swim. I looked over to see Dracunin was wet too. He had saved me. The shark had saved me. Last I remembered, I was making my way through an underwater cavern. I found at least a bit of air, a small concave, but I had hit my head, was drowsy. I took what air I could and kept swimming. The passageway grew thin. I scrambled. My knee got scraped. Blood in the water made me dizzy. And then I lost time. How long did I go under?
You told me to stay out of your mind, and I had. But it's a good thing I'd not given up the habit completely. I just happened to be giving the surrounding a scan, completely out of instinct, and there you were, Neto. I couldn't believe it. I recognized the cave exactly. You're heavier than one would think. You'll forgive me for giving you mouth to mouth. Are you all right? Don't speak, just keep breathing.
Indeed. I turned onto my side. My knee was bloody, my pant leg ripped. I had lost... Or perhaps I'd taken off my jacket at some point. Yes, how silly. I'd left it on the other side, hidden behind a rock. I remember now, with my passport, some cash. Dracunin just sat there, catching his breath as well, it would seem. He looked different, calmer. Had I truly noticed how his aura typically buzzed with a kind of nervous energy, and anticipatory... I lay back down. I closed my eyes. Let be. I could hear that Dracunin did not move either. And we just lay there for quite a long time. The cave was dimly lit by, I'm not sure, some faint trace of light, not unlike the moon in an undisclosed corner. We lay there until my heart began to beat a little more normally. Death. I had been close to it. I don't remember what it felt like. So impersonal. I could barely feel relief. I just felt numb to its near occurrence, like a story told that I couldn't quite believe. The time through the portal made me feel of late that nothing was quite real, or rather, nothing quite permanent. Relieving, but disconcerting. That was why I went in search for the voices. No, they were not here neither. With enough time passed, both Dracunin and myself were mostly dry. He helped me up, inspected my knee, not unkindly, but perhaps a little vulnerable. I then noticed on his face. He noticed me noticing it and was a little uncomfortable. He had bruises on his face. We walked into the darkness of the caves. Finally, he ascended onto some stairs and I followed him. Pitch black. And then the chiaroscuro of a familiar place. The room, the tall columned underground with the mound, the bones, the coffins on the side. And why did they not scare me quite this time? Why was I only in awe, in wonder, delighted? This place. Was this a place of origin? I was about to speak, though I don't know what I would have said, when Dracunin put a finger to his lips. He guided me to a coffin, slightly ajar. It was a lovely thing. I'm not one for coffins, but it had a rounded lip, and carved into its rim was ornament that seemed to shine, like marble inlaid into stone with onyx. I approached and peered into it, and there I saw a face. Could it be Cheng? Dracunin guided me up the stairs, and then and there, where we had dropped before. I paused at the doorframe.
What? Oh, right. This is where... Now, come. Shall I hold your hand?
I walked across. Faith, recovery, trust. Revisiting the scene of the crime. The room was barren of whatever magic the originator had inhabited in it. It was just a room. My eyes went immediately first to where Gris had... There was a piece of tape still where he may have lain. What had they done with his body? Had he been buried in the officers' cemetery in France? And over by where Crow or Crowley had been, a piece of cardboard, laid down and taped oddly. There was a curtain rod stretched across the room, but no curtain. Only the floor, which I'd remembered as wood but was stone. There had been a carpet. What had been the color of the carpet? Here is where the voices would say, don't lose the plot. But that had been Dracunin. He looked at me pensively.
Welcome back. Our first collaboration. Feels different, doesn't it? Almost as if he could create an atmosphere, couldn't he? Change the perception of a space like a special effect, like a mist. I almost didn't have him, you know. Took all my concentration. Unlike you, he's him. He must have experience with my kind, and perhaps that was the point, the way I got in. I found his secret. I suppose she gave me a few clues. I hate to say that he's not as scary as he might seem, and yet he evades definition. There's something there greater than personality. Where did he come from, I ask myself. Have you any answer for that?
I didn't feel like he needed me to speak, and I found myself wanting to exit the space. I opened the door where I had fled the last time. Dracunin followed and scanned the outside. There was a secret door apparently in the wall just to our right, and he beckoned me in rapidly. We walked into a rather modern galley kitchen. Dracunin walked through rapidly in a way that suggested he didn't need me to follow. He came back shortly wearing a robe and pink slippers. He handed me a similar bathrobe, jet black. I went into an adjoining cramped loo and changed. I could hear him heating water. He opened the fridge.
Hungry?
I shook my head no. Dracunin was charming. There was something different about him. Being in bathrobes together made me blush. He made us some black tea, caffeinated, which was not unwelcome, with some fresh cream.
I did try, you know.
Dracunin self-consciously pressed at the bruise at his cheek. Harry?
Yes, he tell you all about it, did he?
They do not know I'm back.
Really? All right.
I felt I should come here first. How are you doing since?
Oh, I don't know. Perhaps feeling a little more changed, confronting my mortality under Harry's fists, to be honest. I thought he'd kill me. And I'll admit it was not unwelcome for a moment.
No, I had no idea, but something told me he must be the only one who could. I'm sorry.
Anyway.
All I asked is you try. I did not come that close. Had you come with me, who knows? But although I cannot remember much with much clarity, I can remember being thrust from one place to another. A lack of control, the idea that we could have collaborated, perhaps foolish. Perhaps I simply felt you owed me. But you have repaid your debt.
And did you see her?
Her, or?
Agatha, I mean, of course. I felt...
Yes. I came back certain she was not willing to leave. For her own reasons, and I'm grateful. She is not done protecting us. And I must honor that. As well, I know she has the ability, perhaps also. It is a place for her to rest. It was not entirely unpleasant being there. Sometimes I can remember dying, and death was merely passage. This was very appealing, despite some intermittent horrors. Like a fairy tale.
I see. And,
Funny, I don't think I felt her presence, despite you saying so. Not once. But perhaps she left just as I came in, like one of those spinning doors, or who knows.
I thought of finding the place you spoke of, the theater, but instead I came here. I thought somehow my instinct wasn't wrong, thought I could find him, Chang, or maybe others. It took a moment, but he started to follow my trail. He's not like you described, quite docile, quite reasonable, quite amenable. He'll sleep. I don't know until we figure out the rest. But him, Neto, I mean, will only grow more powerful. That well you know.
You did the right thing, I'm sure. Thank you for taking hold of him.
Well, you're right. He has more of a trace of me than you. Still, I think he looks up to you. A very good student, I think. Naturally, as he's so much older, quite unusual that. Thanks or no thanks to the technology.
The technology? Is it still operational?
It seems. But come, I'll show you.
The castle was well adorned, not unlike a hotel. There was non-modern furniture, Ottoman rugs, elegantly placed brass items on delicate side tables inlaid with pearl. We walked down the long hall that smelled of pewter mixed with dried grass. It reminded me of ancient times. So all this was created for him to make him comfortable. How long had they known? Had he been here all along, stewarded by Gree along with the Red Umbrella Society? Had Gree been sleeping as well? We climbed up some stone steps. I do not know if volcanic rock has a smell, but that is what I thought of as I absorbed the coolness of its serpentine contours as we rose. It felt ritualistic. Had Lynn disabled the elevators to make us more comfortable, or what did they have to do with the technology? Like the top of a lighthouse, the tower had expansive views, and curiously a little window opened that whistled intermittently. Down below, the antenna to the technology lay with several ladders or scaffolding leading down to it. And there in front of us, Lay a board, not unlike a soundboard for a music studio or something. Looking quite old, ancient even, as they say. The writing on it was in Cyrillic. It said, Mother. Attached to it was a small monitor, also older than what I would expect.
Surprising, isn't it?
What do you know about it?
Not much yet. Turns on over here. Don't worry, we aren't affected in here. If I just close the window. There. I'll turn it off. I can tell it's making you uncomfortable. There's no one here. There's only Chang.
Yes, and you've tried it on him.
I'll admit, briefly, but it felt unconsensual. And now that you're here, it feels the more so. It's quite amazing that you came, you know. I've been thinking of you. Eager, regretful I wasn't able to come with, in a way. In a way, it's been nice to be here. They made the place up nice. Tasteful, no? All it takes is almost unlimited wealth.
And you're not worried that the guards outside, that they will not return in force?
Perhaps alert, but not worried. I've interacted with them several times. Most of the time I just leave out the front door, tell them I'm with the RUS. One time they insisted I come with them for questioning. I tried to get as much information as I could from them, then, well, you know, I said I wouldn't use my powers on fellow vampires. What's the use, Netavicious? I am what I am.
Never mind that. What did you find out?
Well, not a lot. I'm pretty sure those lads have nothing to do with RUS. Hired guns. They were professional, but there was nothing fanatical about them.
Dracunin opened the little window up again. He looked bored or perhaps sad.
When I got here, I sensed the place, the tomb there. I searched every inch. Felt like someone had just been, I don't know, active, reactive, like an echo. I spent days down there. It was oddly soothing, and yet I felt hesitant to sleep, either in those gorgeous coffins or outside them, but what I did discover is my powers are quite good down there. And so I reached out. I found a few willing minds, and the mind that happened to be the most open happened to be Chang. It was practically mewling like an infant for me to suggest to him. So I drew him, as easy as a flamed oxygen.
I looked down from our promontory. When we were here last, the technology had targeted us in the garden, and yet when we were inside, it lessened.
Ah yes, there's a second one, smaller, down below. That's this clicker here. But this one's the big gun.
And yet it was not on when we went into the tomb.
Yes, well, hard to say why, but the technology is unpredictable. Perhaps they, I don't know, wanted you to come in?
Yes, perhaps. The umbrella of the RUS used it to communicate. Anyway, but of course, you have not tried it on yourself.
Yes, well, when we tried it last, I was immediately spun out, as they say. I had as a contingency already set up with Parker. His goons would cart me off. I'm my own worst self. All desires come bursting to the forefront. I can resist, sure, but it's more or less irresistible. Thus, Chang?
Yes. And what about now, Nino? What would you desire? Nino smiled by my use of his pet name. Was I becoming more comfortable at manipulating others? This is where I would have liked the voices to comment on what I was thinking.
As hedonistic as I must seem, it's always to know myself. And yet I am afraid of the very thing. If you're suggesting I go down there and you turn this thing on, I don't think it's worth the risk. There are more vampires out there, more, I think, that are of greater, misguided malevolence. And if my powers doubled, tripled, then perhaps I would desire they come here. And I'm not sure we want that. Do we? You tell me.
I have no idea. Truly. I have never felt more rudderless, more powerless. And yet both of us were drawn back here, so that is something, no?
Yes, something. Come. You look tired. I'll show you a room that I think you might like.
I was tired. I felt it as soon as Dracunin showed me my room. It looked out on tall pine trees that waved back and forth in hypnotic fashion. The bed was a poster bed, and it smelled of wood smoke. The rug of camel hair somewhere with unctuous dye. This place made my nostrils flare, but not entirely in an unwelcome fashion. The walls were of stone, the bed was comfortable, fresh sheets, cotton, and a woolen blanket that reminded me of Harry and the others, and Scotland. I lay back in my robe and thought of sleep. Immediately I saw the tomb below. Oh, is it that easy? I got up, a little rattled. I stared out the window, still light out. A great nothingness filled my soul and asked it to reply. A few glimpses now came to my memory. The time that Dracunin had. I saw bodies and red lights, orgiastic. The pulse of something, the rounded shape of woman, and the presence of man, or was it my own? I was detached emotionally from it. I hadn't really been there, or had I? And was I to forget it because I enjoyed it, or because I did not? Lust, it had no place in the sigil, and yet it was there, I think. Something, someone else who had given me a key. Down, down, down there. There was a passageway. Perhaps not literally. Dracunin slept on a chaise longue in a sitting room by the kitchen. He looked like an actor or model in a magazine, almost posed. I made my way into the hallway, through the room where, across the little trap hallway, slightly shuddering at the memory, trying not to worry, and then down, down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. I knelt and put my hand to the ancient stone, scraped it with my nails and held my fist against it, commanding my attention. There was a coffin with Chang in it. There was another, and more further in the darkness. I walked around the perimeter. 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, yes, there were 2 more I hadn't seen, tucked in the corner. So 7 total. I inspected them all casually. A few had shapes carved into their lip, unknown to me. The piles of dirt and bones looked different than it had before. It was largely freed or cleaned up of what would be human remains. In fact, I had seen bones when it was only tiles, refuse from a construction site. Had my eyes played tricks on me? I glanced into Chang's coffin and confirmed he was still there. Would he awake if I told him to? I breathed in the air of the tomb. It was incredible. How had I not recognized what was happening here? My senses, an awakening of sexuality. It was not Dracunin's influence on me. This place, as sure as it was death, it was also life, and there lay lust between them, arousing my senses in a way that was indescribable. There was great power here. It was aphrodisiac to a vampire. It was waiting for what we desired. And what is desire to the immortal? Something like the voices far, far away answered. It is madness. But I did not listen.